This is the top 10 worst things Tony Soprano ever did, and this ain't a reaction on Screen Rant or Woke Culture or any other websites. What we have got here is Fog Entertainment, and we're going to look at the top 10 worst things he did, and we're going to kick off in first place. Let's just wrap this one up, shall we? Cheating on Carmela. He did it numerous times with numerous people. I don't really want to beat a dead horse here, but that's what he did. You know, his Gumars, the woman at the garbage place. We've got Svetlana. We've got Gloria. Hell, he almost got into Adriana's knickers as well, didn't he? So, you know, it's a deplorable thing for Tony to do, but I included it on this list because I think it should be on the list, but let's not kid ourselves. It wasn't like Tony was one of a kind doing this. The only guy that didn't in this show, to my knowledge, was Johnny Sack, and I don't think Bobby did either, but, you know, Bobby was a genuine sweetheart, which we'll get to later. Coming in second, or the second one, not forgiving Uncle Junior. Now, you could maybe say he forgives him at the end of the show, but for me that's too late. Junior shot him, and the evidence was there for so long that Junior was getting dementia. And Tony just couldn't face it, and was almost too blind to see, you know, too spiteful, too naive, and he should have forgave him. Like, throughout the final season, like, he just refused to visit him until, like, the final episode, and I get it, he shot him, right? He almost died, he got sepsis, right? I totally get all the arguments people will try and make here to defend Tony Soprano, but he should have made that right, and at least... Fuck, you know what I mean? I almost accept if he whacked Junior. It's the fact that he completely just blanked them, right? And I would almost accept that as well with this next one. Ratting on Feach Lamanna has to be some of the shadiest, dirtiest shit this fat, greasy sleazeball ever did, right? I'm sorry. This is unacceptable for Tony Soprano. He essentially got this guy arrested because he couldn't be arsed with Feach being a part of the crew. Got him like another life sentence. This guy who served a lot of years, gets out, he's out about 2 weeks, and Tony sends him back to jail because he can't be arsed with him. That is the moral of the story. Like, rats on him. Like, doesn't rat on a rival crew, doesn't rat on, you know, a dirty cop, rats on a member of his own crew. Did not back this at the time, and I can't believe he actually done it with the whole like stolen TV gimmick. Disgraceful. I'd have had more respect if he put a bullet in him, but Tony couldn't even bring himself to put a bullet in Fetch. Coming in though at number 7, we have got burning down Artie Bucco's restaurant. Again, pretty shady stuff here, burning down Artie Bucco's restaurant, but it's not the worst thing a person could ever do. A wee bit of insurance fraud there. I guess... I will defend Tony to a degree, because at least he didn't want the murder committed there, but was burning it down really the best thing to do. It's not like he just burnt it down out of spite. Like, he burnt it down for a legit good reason, in my opinion. Even though, a bit questionable, I guess he could have just said to Tony, or it's Junior here, well, forced you. And at the time, Tony wasn't really hee-haw, Junior. I don't know. But anyway, he burnt down his pal's restaurant, didn't he, at the end of the day. Up next, he gets the officer demoted. This was in season 3. I believe it was in Another Toothpick, where he just gets this guy demoted, and then he feels bad about it. Then he like sees him doing like another job at like the garden centre, and he just like badmouths him, and like he flips and changes between like helping this guy out and not helping this guy out, and then essentially he just lets him get demoted. It was pretty shady stuff for Tony. I did feel bad for the police officer, even when the mayor guy did say that he was a scumbag. Well, not a scumbag, but no one in the department liked him, and no one would be raging if he went away. I couldn't help feel sorry for this guy. Coming in 5th place, we have got the fact that he took Johnny Sacramone's house. Johnny Sacramone goes to jail, and he's able to harbour a deal that gets it to him on the cheap. He puts Jenny out, and he puts Janice in. That's pretty much it, guys. Johnny Sacramone was always loyal to Tony in a way, in a weird New York way. I guess not the worst thing. I guess they weren't really a part of the same crew, so I can accept this one, but it was still pretty poor for Tony, to be honest. Right, coming in next, we have got he wasted 6 seasons at therapy. Yes, this is one of the worst things he did. I did not need to see Tony Soprano waste any more time at this therapy session with Dr. Melfi. It dragged on, and then like in the series' penultimate episode, he's like, you know what, I don't really know why I'm actually came here the last few years, and then walks out, never to be seen again. I think it served its purpose. Honestly, I think in the first season it was great. I think the first episode it was when it peaked. It was a great way to introduce us to all the characters of the show, him explain it to his therapist. And I think after she got, sexually assaulted, I think that might have been around the perfect time to call it quits. But no, let's just drag the arse out a wee bit more, shall we? Which was definitely the wrong thing to go. Because I think once you start dragging the arse out of things, you get serious problems. At least like they added Carmela to it, and like what end of season 2, season 3. Boring. Right, up next we've got constant mocking of Christopher. Whether or not he did it with Polly or Silvio or Tony Blondetto, just mocking the guy's addiction. Oh, come on, have a drink. Oh, I can't believe you're eating that sort of stuff and smoking that. Why are you not smoking? He always had it in for his wee nephew, and you gotta feel sorry for Christopher, but there'll be another wee reason coming up soon about Christopher Moltisanti. Up next, we've got he ruined Bobby's soul, and there's quite a few things I guess he did to Bobby that was quite shaft. But what I would say is, right, Bobby's in the DeMille Cram family or whatever, right? He's in the mob. His hands are going to get bloody at some stage, and by season 6, he'd worked his way up. If he wants to earn, eventually what you are going to have to do, you're going to have to kill people. But my problem is, like, it was like disrespectful to Bobby the whole time. Like, I can accept the early seasons when Bobby was essentially just, running around after Junior. But by the late seasons, like, this guy's married to your sister. He has a kid with your sister. And constant disrespect. Tony just fuming that Bobby beat him in a fight, forced him to kill someone. I guess it tainted Bobby's soul, I guess you could say, forever. I think it was actually the same day as his daughter was born. And just things like that, shady shit that Tony does just out of spite, man. And talking of shady things, last place, first place, whatever you want to call this, killing Christopher. I'll never get over this. It baffles me. It fucking baffles me. Christopher Moltisanti is one of the most tragic characters in TV history. I mean, he was a bad guy. I'm not going to try and deny he was a great guy. But, he gave up a lot of things. He did a lot of things for Tony. Just for him to get in a car crash and Tony to hold his nose. And the death will never sit right with me. I was shocked when it happened. When it happened, I was expecting Tony to wake up. Or Christopher to wake up. Someone to wake up for a dream. But in reality, it was a nightmare. So until next time, peace.